Okay, guys, welcome everyone to today's seminar. Today is December 18. The year is close to the end. Amazing. Another year has passed by. But well, let's try to figure out this Forex and general market right here. Okay, we're going to start today with the dollar index on the daily chart. It's very obvious right here that we have what I call a five-way swing right here. We have 5 swings. I mean, don't worry about the structure. This is a 5 swings: a high, a low, a high, a low, and a high. So there is 5 swings there that in some degrees, in Elliott waves, every time that you see a 5, if it's an impulse, it's going to be a correction in 3 ways, right? Now, the recovery is being overlapping, which it leaves the door open to, instead of this deeper weakness within the dollar, it leaves the door open to a recovery to here and another swing to the other side. So, in other words, what I see is a cycle in many degrees that are coming to the end. If you put the RSI right here, you can see already, because we are assuming that this is the biggest powerful set out buy into the dollar. So technically, you can look at the RSI and you see a possible triangle here. You can see the move here, that the high is the high, but also you can see a deeper decline that passed the low right here. So what I mean is that if you take a look at the RSI by himself, it looks that the scenario is going to be this, and it's going to, the double zigzag, according to the RSI, is the double zigzag. There is divergence with this high already. So looking at the RSI is A, B, Z. That's why you see that we have right there that as a principle, W, S, and then the big question that we have is this is the whole W, or I'm sorry, Y, or this is just the beginning. All right? So with that in mind, I mean, we still believe there is possible more US dollar strength. We are not denying the more US dollar strength. We believe that the trend right now is very clear. This low is a solid low in the US dollar unless we see something like this in some degrees. I mean, I see as a solid low in the US dollar unless it goes with a double zigzag structure and it makes a clear 6 swing and respect this like this low, and it make another high, and then it create, because every time that you see this, let me put it to you so I don't want you guys do not get confused. I mean, in other words, what I'm trying to say is that if it's corrective, technically you always need to give the benefit of the doubt to the downside. But as it is right now, what I see is 5 swings. Because like I tried to explain yesterday on the video, a 5-way swings, what I have is that it's a sequence of 3 high and 2 high and 2 lows. I'm sorry, 2 lows, high. In other words, a high, and a high, a higher low and a higher low. That's what you have right here. So as of right now, I believe that this low in the dollar is very, very solid. Now, I think because this high do not broke about this one, I tend to believe that in some degrees, but the RSI is kind of playing contrarian right there. I tend to believe that we are right here, like a leading diagonal scenario in the dollar. Now, with that in mind, we should get a bigger retracement that if we are in a double zigzag, because in a double zigzag scenario, let's say that we end in the double zigzag, that technically what's going to happen, let me take some labels away from here. Most likely we can be ending A, it is possible, and then a B that is going to go to 78 area instead of the deeper correction to the downside. Do you guys understand that part, right? What I mean about the double zigzag is a different, because a double zigzag structure goes like this. I know that most of you guys know about it. It goes like this. That's how it goes. Ideally, this high break this high in the double zigzag. But what I see is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 swings. Now, it can be counted as a double zigzag also in idea of A, B, C, W. This one went very deep. So I will go with a double zigzag on to prove me wrong, but I think that this is solid as a low. So what I mean is that I believe that the term in favor of the dollar is in the cards already. So with that in mind, every 3 ways back against the dollar needs to be bought, but at the same time, we need to be careful. Why? Because why we need to be careful? Because if the double zigzag is the one ending right here, what's going to happen is that now you're going to correct the whole structure. So the dollar is going to get to minimum 77. So we're talking about a 300 points decline in the dollar index. So keep that in mind, because no matter what it is, it looks like it is like a double zigzag or a leading diagonal. Both of them, they're calling for dollar weakness soon to come. Now, still can be the case. It's the less, at least in my book, is the less likely scenario when we have 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, and then a 2 to explode to the outside. I don't know if some of you guys favor that scenario. I personally don't. I would go with either the double zigzag of that. I would go either with the double zigzag or the leading diagonal. Now, both of them, I don't know if you guys agree. I would like to hear opinion. Both of them are calling for a recovery. Now, like I say, I go with the double zigzag base in this, guys, in the RSI, that this decline passed below this previous peak, right, or dropped right here. That's telling me that the double zigzag is in place right here, that this is a whole cycle and it was corrected here. That's what it's telling me, the double zigzag. Now, right here, the question is, I see technically either the triple zigzag or I see that a cycle into a double zigzag is coming to the end around 81 area. I don't know which one you guys like. I see this trend line in the RSI. The market should soar the dollar around that trend line, like I said the other day. Now, let me explain to you something right here. Why I believe that the market is looking for 81. I don't know if you guys agree. I believe it's looking for 81, and let me show you why. First, let's start with the cycles and possibility. It's very clear that this was possible a cycle. It can count as a double zigzag. It can count as a 5-way diagonal, no matter which one you like. If it's a 5-way diagonal, then it's going to look from the 6-1A or the equal legs. The equal legs is going to break the trend line between these two highs, which I don't think is going to happen. So I will go with the doubles, with the 6-1A. That gives me 81 right there, right? Now, if you take a look from here to here, and you get back to here, the A1A, the 6-1A goes about higher. But if you measure your proposal wave 1 that happened here, and you put it on the top here, 81 also is 5 equals 1 right there. So this cycle can end at 81. Now, if you do the reverse of the S wave, many times the top of the W, or the Y, I'm sorry, ends at the 1.236 or the 1.618 of the inverse A. That comes at the 81 area also. And then finally, I believe if you measure this one side and you put it on top of this one, it comes kind of 81. 81 is too high. But if you measure, if you go with the leading diagonal scenario, you're going to notice one thing, that this peak is the 1.61A. Let me see. No, right here. This peak is the 1.61A right here of the first one. So this high right here, if we measure the third one right here, is going to be equal around the 81 area. I like the 81 area in the dollar as a possible top also right there. Now, let's take a look within that. Let's take a look to this area in the dollar. For that, let's go to no, that we're going to do it later. Well, we're going to take a look. We can do it now. 1 second. I'm going to lose the data right there. Give me 1 second so I can switch to that signal and then finish with the dollar right there. 1 second. But any questions so far, guys, about the dollar right there, what I'm thinking? Because of the RSI, I'm preferring the scenario with a double zigzag. I think it's more viable. But at the end of the day, don't discount the ending diagonal. Don't discount the leading diagonal, I'm sorry. 1 second. The euro dropped at 130.05 and then it's recovering now. Okay, this is the dollar. This is the dollar and this is what matters the most. We understand now that this is W, O3, and then this is S, O4, right? What we got from here? From here we have, it can be labeled 2 ways. First one, flat 2, 3, like a irregular 4, and a 5. And then you have a correction in 3. And then from here, you have 1, 5 swings. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 2, and then you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 3, 4, and then if you measure these two, like I say, the 618 comes around the 8102. That in the case of the euro is 128.70 area also. Now that's one scenario. The other scenario is this one. Is the less popular one. Again, you got 3W, 4S, and then you have A, B, C, W, S, A, in regular 4, Z, W, S. This contracting triangle here in some degrees, A, B, C. This is the less likable. But well, we're going to be zooming in and we're going to see what we see. If you take a look to the RSI, it goes better with the other one. And I tend to agree. But look, it's testing that trend line right here 3 times. Is worth channeling around here, right? So that trend line right there is huge. I mean, don't discount another test of the trend line right there. Don't discount that. It is possible. Now, let's take a look to this part right here. Let's take a look to this part right here and see how it looks. The second scenario, let me fix it here a little bit. Okay, the second scenario is we have the triangle. I know it's not the most pretty triangle in the world. We got the triangle and then 2 legs to the 1.236. And explaining all over again why I think that still is possible. Now, the one that we're playing is this one, in my belief. Let me put it in an hour. Let me contract it a bit. Now, this scenario goes like this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 swings like a leading diagonal. The dollar makes a lot of leading diagonal, guys. And remember ISA, it was about 4 months ago, we covered that. Remember that you and me, we were talking about that was possible that the diagonal was taking place. Now, we got the 2 backs right here. And then from here, I can see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 swing at the top right there. Agree? I see 9 clear swing at the top right there. Those swings are going to make the case that wave 3 ended right there. If you take the Fibos, I don't see a very good one. He ended at the 261. He ended. I don't see a very good relation Fibo-wise right here in this one, but this one is pretty nice. It goes 5, 3, 5 to the peak at the 2618. At the peak at the 2618 right there, and I'm expecting now a correction back to the 3802 or to the 3802 or the low is in place. This is my preferred scenario. Like this. Let me repeat it again. 5 swings here, 2618 at the top, 38.02. Now, let's take a look at this decline. This declines the best that I can see it. Me and DV, we went over yesterday trying to find out the best way to see it. I see like this. I see a swing. I see 3 backs and another swing. So for me, a cycle possible ended here. This is eventually a correction of this cycle, and then it dropped in another 3 ways. So I see 3 and 3, and then another correction, possible another 3. Now, 2 scenarios that we have right here. First scenario, we have A, B, C, W, and then A, B, C, W, higher degree, S, W, S, Y. That scenario called from the low to be in place. The low in the case of the euro is equal X. Right here is no. Another scenario is W and then A, B, W, A, B, C, D, E with a B-way triangle right here, and that ended right here when you have W and then A, B, C, D, E, and then 3 ways back. If you do the measure of that one, didn't reach the equal neither. Well, now let's take a look like we say on the video yesterday here. For me, it's a 3-way move. In my view, I don't like it as a fight. I like the recovery as a 3-way move. If we put the candles, it looks like 1 swing, 2 swing, 3 swing, 4 swing, 5, 6, and then right here, you can make the case for the 8 or the 9. It's very questionable. I gotta tell you, it's very questionable. I see the biggest correction on the middle, but at the same time, if you measure here, very close to the 618. Let's put a small time frame. I want you guys to look at it, what I mean. You see 1 swing, 2 swing, 3 swing, 4 swing, 5, 6, and I see this as a whole swing in my view. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 swings. I don't know. It looks very questionable in my book. Now, I tend to believe, look at the RSI. You see, very deep here, higher here, the high is the high. DV, you agree with me, it looks like a 3, right? I mean, for me, it looks more like a 3 than as a 5. Now, is this a 3-way move and it's still dollar bullish? I want you guys, and I'm going to prove it to you guys why. Is this a 3? How this whole thing is going to play out? 2 scenarios. If this is the low, then you're going to get a triangle on the dollar. Probably something like this, then the dollar is going to test, I don't know, maybe we have already A and B. When this is A, this is B, and a small triangle here, something like this, and the dollar is going to go higher. And then you have A, B, C, D, E, and it's going to trust. That's my favorite scenario. I mean, yesterday I was very close to send an entry at the market on the CAT, and I don't know, I got my doubts, because I'm going to explain to you guys why I'm favoring one more high, one more low in the dollar. But I want to be clear, the dollar high or low can be done. And I tell you why also. One way that I say one thing, I'm going to tell you the other. If the scenario that I present was in case, guess what? The one that I said that the low or high is in place. What you have right here, 1, 2, 3 swing, right? Makes a 1 swing. 3 swing back, 2 swing. 1, 2, 3 makes a 3 swing. 4 swing back, make a 4, and another 1, 2, 3 make a 5 swing. This is a leading diagonal by definition, what you see right there. In my view, you have, in conclusion, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So a definition of the double zigzag or a leading diagonal. So it's a very, in the short time frames, all I have to say, you guys, is a very, very tough market to call. I mean, if this is A, then you most likely is gonna get another low, like I said, to the 3802 that comes around the 79, 70, 72 area, or you're gonna get in this structure a triangle. So it can be labeled both ways. Like I say, the RSI, look how you're seeing it. You're seeing a complete cycle here that ended. Right here, a cycle ended. I got no doubts in my mind. A cycle ended right there at that low. Look. Ended at the low. The low right here was less momentum than this low. So I don't see the triangle in the RSI. I don't see it. This high broke the previous. So I would have to say that the best count is either ABCWS, WS, ABCWS, or Y in a way of the double triangle, double zigzag, I'm sorry. Or I can tell you, this law comes with divergency when it comes to the RSI. It comes with divergency. And then this high is very tough to locate which one of the two scenarios is the most reliable. Then you have a bounce that didn't provide divergence in any time frame. So I would think, let's start thinking triangle, or let's start thinking another low below this one. And then from there, the market is going to buy the market is going to buy the dollar again. I still favoring one more high based on the S&P 500. But it's a tough call, guys. I don't say many days a tough call. Today is a tough call. It's a tough call. This can be anything. In the case of the dollar, if you measure the wave 1, wave 3 is bigger. So that is going to open another tough call, because that's one of the things to avoid the leading diagonal is the case that this is shorter than the 1 or the 3 or the 5. So it's a tough one to call, but at the same time, it can take anything. Can be the triangle. This can be, I see this kind of short in times when it comes to this. It can do this easily, and a strength here and lower and higher, the less likable, in my view, as of right now, is that from here, we're going to go higher. I like a new high. I have to say that. I like the new high above. That's for the dollar. Now, let's take a look at oil and copper right here pretty fast before we get into the S&P. Oil is a tough one to call too. Like I say, everything is tough nowadays. I don't know if I may. Look, oil can be seen both ways. Now, it can be the bearish one when he goes 1, 2 in a flat, 1, 2, 1, 2, and now we are like this, and then the oil is going to trade lower. What I don't like about this one is one thing, that we are already past, if this is a nest, wave 3 should have been bigger because of the nest. It's kind of contracting, in my view. It's kind of contracting. I don't know if you guys understand what I mean. It should be a bigger setup, not having a wave 4. I mean, look, it's already divergence in an hour. It's already giving you divergency. That's not a setup. That's what I'm preferring this one in oil. What is it? It's right here. 1 second. I know it's not popular, but guys, it's very main. I'm preferring this one. When you got 3 downs, 3 outs, and then A, B, and we are on the C. Why? Because of the RSI. Why? Because the RSI here is giving me divergency. It's a toss, like everything. All I know is that the dollar is ending a cycle. That's all I need. I mean, that's all I need to know, that the dollar is ending a cycle. Like we explained for the guys that have been arriving later, we believe that the dollar is ending a cycle either into a leading diagonal in the daily or into a double zigzag in the daily. Now, this is oil. With copper, it's been, I tell you the truth, I doubted the other day. I doubted the scenario in copper the other day, and proved me one thing, guys. When you are an Elliott Wave waiver, you have to stick with your count until the market prove you wrong. Against 5 waves, a recovery is so pretty hard right here. And I thought that it was a flat. Still, the flat is possible, don't get me wrong. But I see 5 waves right here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then if that being the case, on the bearish case, then this needs to be 1, 2. You guys agree with me? Right? 1, 2, 3, 4. This is not a wave 4 of this cycle. So maybe copper is nesting for the next legs out, in my view. I don't know what you guys, I would like to hear opinions like you guys always do. But look at the RSI. If this cycle started here, guess what? This is not a wave 4. Look at the RSI. It's at the high right here. You know what I mean, Isa? So, I mean, what I say, what do you mean the 1, 2? That this is an irregular? No, I don't get what you mean. Right here? Yeah, I'm calling like ABC W here as ABCY. What do you mean, this one? Yeah, it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 swings until here. That's what I put it there. Like this. Okay, it can be an irregular B also. That's correct. Yeah. I know what you mean. Yeah. But at the end of the day, I think that copper is in discount. It can be a big way triangle also. That's why we put DV comes with the idea that most of the metals currency or commodities currency, they're doing a big way triangle. I can take that any day. I believe so. Very possible right there that can be a big way triangle. Now, all I know is that maybe by a big way triangle needs to give me one more low. Because, I mean, I can see A, B, C, D, but for me, this is a 5 ways. That's the question. I'm going to keep the same bias. That I mean is that copper won't set off from current levels. Maybe going to go and do right here and test the trend line again and see what happens. But, I mean, it looks contracting. Why contracting? Because you got 3 ways here, 3 down, a 5, a question of 5, but this getting too big. This is getting too big. Let's see what it is. Believe me, guys, long time that I don't see a Monday and Tuesday so critical like the one that we're going to have tomorrow and the day after. Well, that's from copper, a toast, oil, a toast, a dollar, a little more clear. So let's move on to some individual pairs now. 1 second. This is the dollar again. One second here. Okay. In the dollar, what I was saying, guys, for the late arrival is that right here in the dollar, that right here, I see 5 swings. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 swings. Either is W when you have A, B, C, W, S, A, B, C, Y going to 81, or is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I see this low possible to be the low with a higher degree of confidence that the dollar already bottomed, but the next recovery is going to dictate which way we go. I see 3 ways from here, and also can be labeling as 1, 2 onto here, and then 1, 2, but this is unbelievable. That's the least of the case. 1, 2, and breaking higher. That's the least of the case. I don't know what I'm mentioning, but well, I have to. In my view, according to the RSI, to repeat for the late arrival, my favorite count is ABCWSABC going to 81 with one more high and a recover on the risk trade. That's my favorite count. That's what the RSI is saying. I'm getting divergency here. I don't know if you guys heard about it. The euro dollar broke the record of short contract all time on Friday. The whole world is short euro dollar. And that's very bad for the shorts. So keep that in mind. Let's keep moving now. Let's start with the S&P cash. And the S&P, we're going to see it. This is my preferred count on the S&P. This is what we like. I know that sooner or later, with almost a 99.9% sure, this is going to happen sooner or later on the S&P. Now, the question is, it's going to be from here, it's going to be from here, or it's going to be from here. My best guess is this one. It's going to be from here. Right now, the S&P. Now, let's take a look at the S&P in a small time frame. We have two counts that can be possible. This one, the most bearish one. You got 5, you got 3 backs, and then you got 1 and regular 2 nesting to the downside. I see too many nests, but I have to mention to you guys, I don't like this as a 5-way move, and I'm going to keep doing it until prove me wrong. I don't like that, a 5-way move. The declines, this looks corrective. Now, let me show you something. Let me take the labels away. Let me put the monthly chart. And the weekly chart. This looks like a typical, let me see, you have the recover, the back. I mean, you see, it looks like a correction of this candle. It looks like a correction of that candle. This move is a 5-way swing. That move is a 5-way swing. So I would say that maybe this is B and higher. Look at the monthly candle. What you have? A strong month, and I want you guys to tell me, I don't see nothing right there. Doesn't look bearish, in my view, from this high in October. You agree, Isaac? Do not look bearish from that high, in my view, and the monthly candle. This is a bearish candle, look. This one is a bearish candle. This one down. This one looks like what it is, a correction to this candle. For the people that love candle, I don't know how you guys call that. Yeah, for now it looks like that. Now, let's take a look to the small time frame S&P. What do you have in the S&P? You have the market, what the market has been doing it. Every downside move is a 5-way move. Enough to be in alert and enough to believe that one day we can wake up and see this to the downside. So very easy, guys. There is something that is called a stop for some reasons. But if you are a waiver and you see this 5-ways move to the outside and you see this sideways move to the downside, you have to believe that this is a correction to the upside. This is a correction of this move. There is nothing that say that is not the case, in my view. Nothing that say that is not the case. Look how fast the market went from the lows to the high in the RSI. Look how much how much time has consumed to the downside. It's not even at the 61.8. It's at the 50% of the move. That's telling me that the strength is to the outside in the short time cycles, right? Now, why do I prefer another low, another high on the dollar? It's because of this. I see one, look how many 5 ways to the downside. You have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I mean, it's hard for me to believe that you're gonna get, it's hard for me to believe that you're gonna get a 5, I mean, that many nests. Now, you can laboring, I mean, if the high happen here, which is my preferred count, you have 1, 5, 3, 2, 5, 3, and 5. So technically right here you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You got a 4, and then you have 5, 3, 5. So you have one nest. This, I mean, this is the key, that this is about this high. So this is not a nest from here. If it's gonna be a nest, it needs to be 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. Now I have an issue is that for me this is as clear 5 as you can get. So yeah, I know how it works. If these things crash tomorrow, everyone is gonna do this, including me. I know how it works. But you have to go with your count on to prove you're wrong. If you have a bearish bias, then label it like this. And omit a 5-way swing right here. I don't know how you're going to be doing that if you believe in Elliott Wave, because this is a 5-way move. So in my view, this is the count. Why do I favor, and the count has been working perfectly. Why do I favor another round of strength in the dollar? Is because of this. It's because it's A, B, C, W, S, A, B, C, Y. You guys are going to see this. Related to the 1.236, 5-way here, back to the 50 back, right here. A in place, we should be in B, and then from B, it should make the final push to the downside, in my view. The RSI, look, no divergence here. I mean, it's not supporting the nest. Look, in the nest, I've been explaining to you guys 100 times. And RSI looks like this. That's a nest, right? A lower low, a lower low, a higher high, a lower high. If you look the nest from here, you got 1, 2, 1. This high was about this one. And then another low. Very tricky. Maybe, I don't know, it's A, B, C, W, A, B, C, and the high is here. This is a very marginal high, but again, I'm going to keep it like this because two things. Because this is a 5 ways, and because I don't like marginal new highs. But, I mean, I see at least one more low to happen in the S&P. Unless this is the low, and we have 1, and then A, B, C, and then in regular 2, and then, but it needs to explode to the outside on Monday on the S&P. That's what I like on the S&P, guys. Technically, that's what I like. Now, the euro. Let's go to the beloved euro. On the weekly, I think there is no question now that most likely is a debate between discount, which is calling for another low and a bounce, or a count when we are ending the D wave. But one thing for sure, guys, like I say on the S&P, the way that I see the S&P at around 500 or 450, I see oil at 30, I see euro at 114.25. That's a given at this stage, in my view. That's a given, in my view. So all I gotta tell you guys is this. It's very hard, short time frame. I mean, it's unbelievable, short time frame, how to catch the right move to get in. I mean, for past experience, I remember this like it was today, and around here I say no more, and I jump myself like I was a lot with a big stop loss, and I say, how do I know? This is a point. David, listen to this. When I was around here, it was the same scenario because they will make it easy to you. And I remember that I said to myself, I don't care. I know what the result is, that the euro is going to break this low at 123. It was trading at 138 at that stage. And I remember I say, I'm going to throw myself in, and God knows what I needs to do. And the trend is going to bail you out. Because it's like right now, you know that it's going to go here. I got no doubt in my mind. It's going to go here. For us in the surveys, it's very hard to send that type of trade to you guys. But I don't want you guys to lose the whole move because we didn't provide the entry. You know what I mean? So this is what I'm telling you. I don't say do it now. Now is not the time to do it. But it's going to be a time when it's going to be a bounce. Like that. And then you have to throw yourself and risk. Otherwise, you won't catch the move. Now, let me put the candles here. Look, let me put the candles here. A strong weekly candle on the S&P, on the dollar, and the euro dollar to the downside. Very strong. Usually, these candles have continuation. In other words, it's very hard to see a candle like this one to end at the low of the candle. That's I don't know. I'm not very good at candles, but that's common sense. Don't you guys agree? It's common sense. Now, you see, this one doesn't happen that much. That you have a candle and then erase it, next candle, even though there was continuation on the next candle here. Because if you see this one close at 129, this one close at 128.60, the low. That can happen here. I look like this support area. Look, this low, 128.86. 128.60. I think that the market is going to find any type of support around this line that I placed for you here. Also, right here, I trust 128.66. It's a strong support. I got 4 major lows around that area. Now, I cannot tell you exactly if this is going to be A or that's going to be D, the one that ended with that low, in my view. If the S&P is going to find support around 1200, the euro should find support around 128.60 area and then bounce from there. If the S&P is going to keep lower, the euro is going to keep lower. If the S&P is going to rally to the outside, then the euro should rally into the B wave. All I can say is that at this stage, I believe that 142 is very solid, and that 142, any bounce should be sore against that level in some degrees. That's what I say about the euro. Now, short time frame. Short time frame, this is what I like about the euro. This is the preferred one. We have 1, 2, 1, 2. Wave 3 ends at the lows. You got 2 equal less here at the 23.6. But I say you guys, I still believe that it's going to be another low. Now, I don't know how, it's going to get out here. This was a very compressed correction here, or 1, 2, 1, 2. This was a simple double zigzag right here. But at the same time, I got this, is the same for the euro. The decline here is very questionable. So it can do now, go to here and bounce in 3, or it can drop to the downside. Either way, I believe that the most logical path, this is corrective. I see 5 swings also, like the case of the euro or the dollar. But the case of the euro is not as clear 5 swings like the dollar, due to the fact that wave 3 depends of the broker that you use. In my case, is bigger than wave 1 by 1 pip. So that's very tight right there. Now, like I say, this is what, look at my chart. This is my chart. Look, this is the pre-market action, so you guys see it. It did, for me on Friday, it topped right here at 84, and it did 1, 2, 1, 2. And then in my chart, what I see is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 swing. What I see from the lows, I see 1 swing, 2, 3, and then look what it did pre-market today. He closed on Friday at 45. He traded lower today at 30.05, which I believe is the 76.4. So most likely, in the most bearish of the counts, is going to go higher tonight to around 30.58 to complete like a type of double zigzag, A, B, C, W, S, and do something like this. And then if you're bearish, sell it at 58 against 84 and trying to cash the move to the downside. That's what I think. That's what I've been doing in the pre-market trade. Anyway, I see a new low coming in. The only bullish scenario, or relative more bullish scenario that we have, and I say relative because it's nothing bullish about it, the euro in the weekly and the daily charts. This is the scenario that we're playing, the one that it give you 1 or 2 more lows. Now, looking at the S&P, I believe that 1 more low. I would rather bet in the idea that the S&P is on the triple zigzag or nesting to the downside as an alternative, that the S&P is doing an irregular wave too. That's what I think, that 1 more high or low is going to happen. This is the only bullish scenario, long short 10, that we have. The one that is calling for another possible right here move a little bit higher and lower is less likable. I like the other one. Now, the dollar CAD. I'm going to cover now the dollar CAD and an Aussie. Look at the daily CAD. I want to sell the CAD, to be honest with you guys. I want to sell the CAD. I believe that the CAD, like Aussie, it can be either in a triangle here. We have the entry of the CAD to sell the CAD. We have an entry to buy the Aussie dollar. Right here, is either ABCW and then a B-way triangle, or it goes ABCW and then this is AB and it's going to trade lower in S. And then the next is in place as far as 97.28 is there. Triangles cannot be B-way, so I believe that the closer that you get it to this trend line, you have to do it. I mean, they were talking about this trade on CNBC on Friday, which I don't like it. Right here, hold the 76.4. The same trade that they put it on TV on Friday. And right here, he hold the 76.4. I mean, I still believe that at least a test of the 101 on the trend line is going to happen most likely. Now, that's for the S&P. For CAT, now let's take a look at the CAT in the short time frame. This is what I see, but like I explained on the weekly video, it can be done. What I see is on the RSI, which is what I base on my charge, what I see is that from here to here, it did a three-way move. Now, is this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5? I doubt it. It is 1, 2, 3, W, S, A, B, C. I don't like it anymore, to be honest with you. So if you want to be a risk taker, you have to sell it at the open it with a stop either here or higher and see. All depends on what it's a toss, Mike. It's unbelievable how toss the market is. I mean, maybe I see 5 ways here. That's the whole thing. I see 5 ways here. I don't know. I don't like the idea of A, B, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, and a 5. I mean, I don't like it. The RSI is not denying it because wave 4 low right here. When I think that this cycle ended right here, the RSI is neither confirming the idea. The RSI is calling, to be honest with you guys, something like this. And that's, you know what scenario is? That's the one that the RSI is calling, to be honest with you. You know why? Something like this. A question to anybody there. Which scenario is that one, guys? That's the one that technically the RSI is calling. Three-way W, S, A, B, C. Which scenario is that one in the euro, Isaac? You see it? Because look, this cycle, this trend line was broken to the downside. Or it's calling that the top is in. Because I can label to you guys 5 ways here without problem. This scenario is the euro to 131.12. To be honest with you, either from here, when he's going to do this tonight, dollar, but this is a scenario for euro to 131.50, and then the rally for 131 to 128 to happen, that is going to take the dollar, the euro cat higher. That's what this one is calling, technically. Now, the Aussie. What do we like in the Aussie? We keep seeing that the Aussie is in a wave 4. It's getting too big also. When you look at that on the dailies and the weekly, it's getting too big. No, this is a daily. I'm sorry, my bad. I mean, I see 1, 2, 3. Back, respect the high, another correction. This is the most likely scenario. Okay, Rafi, talk tomorrow then. That's great. So that's why we send the trade to buy at this trend line. We send the trade to buy at this trend line. Why? Because if it's a triangle, it's going to bounce from that trend line. No matter what, this looks corrective compared to this one. And then if that being the case, we want to buy the Aussie at the, I see Aussie at 98, which is the 76.4% of this rally. Now, let me show you Aussie on the weekly. Same view. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 3, and wave 4. It looks like a triangle in the making there. You have to buy that trend line right there without question. That trade, if you notice, there is no limit on the trade. Because if the wave 4 play out, this trade goes to 114. Look, to 115. I mean, honest, when it comes to trading, guys, I'm very stubborn. And I see 7 swing from here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So I have to believe this is corrective. I don't know, Rafi. I don't know. That's a tough question you're placing right there. I don't know. Usually, you have to look at the chart of the Euro Aussie. Who knows? This is, I don't know, guys. This is very clear to me. This is very clear to me. Yeah, it can rally to there easily. This is very clear to me. In my view, that's very clear. Higher read than the RSI, wave 3 of 3. I mean, wave 4. And then, I mean, it's very clear, can be possible. It respects the low of the previous 4. But, I mean, as a waiver, what are you going to say about this? You got 7 swing onto here, and you have a decline, which is corrective. I don't know. I don't know how it's going to happen. I always going to go like with the path of least resistance, and the one that makes most sense to Elliott Wave, in my view. Don't you see what I mean, Rafi, right? I see 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4 that went to the 3802, and a 5. I believe so. Yeah. So I want to buy it here. Now, let me show you Aussie and the 4 hour. The trade is on the service. Look, this is the 4 hour in the Aussie. I want to buy it here at 98. Why? Because we have a possible 5-way swing to the outside. Look, divergence on the last high here from the triangle trough. And then we have an overlapping, correcting. I don't know. Let's go to cable now, 1 second. And I have an overlapping correction. I still believe that another low is going to take place, and then we're going to be buying there at 98.30. I mean, I won't put the stop down here. My stop is going to be below the trend line. And I'm going to put 2 traffic line. Like I say that resistance and supports and fibos are your traffic line. I'm going to put the 28, the 78.4, and I'm going to put right here the trend line and see if I got it. If I got it right, it worth the risk, because the worst can happen is that it's a B-way triangle, And that's another possible scenario. It's not my favor. But send the high, he can do a 3 and then doing a 3-way triangle like Cat is doing. Anyway, you're going to get it to 102. So that's alternative right there. But it looks like from 98, it's going to bounce to the outside. Exactly. That's what the time cycles is calling, Rafi. It's very, very, very time, because we use a time cycle program, and it's calling for a top in risk. Which day did be the 22nd, right? And cable, which day is in cable? Yeah, cable on Wednesday and Thursday. So I don't know. It's very tough, because I mean I like this rally in Aussie. Maybe it's a fast S&Ps by the end of the week. But those cycles, they have deviation. Do not need to be, do not, they have deviations, so do not need to be exact the day. It's giving you an approximate time that is like a red flag that say, be careful. Be careful that the cycle is coming to the end. So is in Aussie is either top in place and a 3-way W and a B-way triangle, or is a biggest wave forward to the outside. But Elliott Wave aging is calling that from around 98 is going to be a rally to around minimum 102. So you have to take the chances right there. Right? That's for Aussie. Now let's move on to cable. Against repetition. Daily cable calling maybe from the move to around 152 pretty soon, right here. If it's within the D way. If it's within the D way, he needs to break this low at 155.72. And then I guess he's going to look for the 618 that comes in the top of the trend line and is at 5160 area, 70 area. And then guess what? If this is the D way, what is calling, Rafi? It's calling for a huge bounce and risk. You follow me? Now, if it goes here, it makes things, if it goes here, it makes things a little complicated. Why? Because you have a 3-way here, well, not that really, with the 3 ways back. So this is W, then this is S, and then you have A, B, and C. So you have 1, 2, 3, 4, but then you got 5 swings from the top, and corrections cannot be 5 swings. You follow me, Rafi? Corrections cannot be 5 swings. Then the triangle is not in place. You follow me? If it's a leading diagonal, the triangle is not in place. That's why I tell you, it's kind of maybe this low whore. I don't know. I tell you, the market is very tough. This week after I did the 72, 78 charge, it didn't give me a clear cut which way it goes at this moment. Usually doesn't happen. The other way around is count ABC as a flat and then this is 3 as a flat, and then you got 3, and then you got this like this. I doubt it too, but who knows? Who knows, Davey? Which one you say? This one that we did last week? Yeah, that most likely goes. I mean, technically, all I say is this. The way I look at it is like this. The downside, I believe, or the upside in the dollar, in my view, short term is limit. Maybe one more high in the dollar. That's all I see. Then a correction and buy the dollar again. I don't see the breakout happening, but you cannot deny the idea that is there, possible, in front of you. How big will be the correction? I don't know, Rafi. It's not clear. Maybe there is no correction. All I know is that is the message. Don't get caught in the long time frame charge, and concentrate a little bit more in what matters the most, which is the short time frames at this decline. Because look, can be undeniable. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 swings on the dollar with divergence in the RSI. This is not a nest. I mean, I would then if it's a nest, in the way that I don't see it as a nest. So if it's not a nest, it's either the leading diagonal or a double zigzag. Now the question is what is ending now is W or is A? If it's A, then it's gonna do this and it's gonna back higher. Then like this. When you see that pairs are broken, the all-time record, in contrast, in favor of one side, all I can tell you guys for past experience, be careful with that side. Because 95% of the time, short squeeze is going to happen. That can be one case. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. A double zigzag. A double zigzag that is taking place to the equal legs right there to around 81.90. That can be possible in the dollar. That can be possible in the dollar. Or the question is if this 5-way or Y is ending with a new high and then A, B, Z. It's not a nest. I mean, like I say, I'm 99% sure, 99.9% sure it's not a nest. Why? Because of the RSI. I repeat it one more time. 1, triangle B, 3 swing. This went below this one, saying that this correction is for the whole swing. That correction ended around the 618 of the whole swing. And then now you see another corrective move from the lows. Either this is a triple zigzag ending A like it is right here, or ending 5 in a leading diagonal. So it's right there. Any one of you guys can make their own conclusion which way we go. I mean, I don't know which way you guys. All I know is it's not a nest. I don't want to be guilty on saying I believe so, Rafi. I don't want to be guilty of saying no, but according to my experience, a cycle is coming to the end. Yeah. Maybe the dollar battle, exactly. Maybe the dollar find a bottom, but the dollar find a bottom do not mean that the cat at Aussie, find the bottom. That do not mean that by any meaning, because the dollar do not top or bottom the same day that Aussie did it, right? It didn't. It was delayed like at 45 days. So maybe a decline in the dollar here will make Aussie make a new high. That's why I want to buy a 98. The same with the CAD. The CAD didn't bottom the same. The metals currency didn't bottom the same day that the dollar and the euro. Maybe the euro is ending wave D and we're going to see E coming in. Who knows? Now, how the S&P goes, God forgive me. But I think it's going to go higher. It's tough. It's tough to be, a contrarian, but I don't want to be a contrarian. I'm trying. I agree. Maybe. That's according to the time cycles. But remember what I told you yesterday also. That what this guy told me. We're gonna have the conference call after, David. I know. It can be, guys, many things can happen. A short squeeze do not need to be time consuming. A short squeeze needs to be a news or something create a short squeeze. And it can be a 10-day rally. Look, this rally, it was pretty fast. It can be a 2 weeks rally, 10-day trading rally, and you can accomplish a decline, and then boom. All I know is, in my humble opinion, this low in the dollar is here to stay, in my view. Now, nobody knows exactly the way this is going to happen. You understand, Davey? Nobody knows the way it's going to happen. I do believe that this law is here to stay. You know what I would like the most? Contrarian to what everyone like, I would like the dollar to soar hard from current levels. Because that makes me to believe that the law is in place, and then the dollar around 78, 79 is a I do agree with you, Rafi. That's my same view. I agree with you. I still see one more high in the dollar. My personal view, one more high in the dollar, and then a correction back. How big of the correction? Like I say, guys, all depends on this cycle. If it's ending A, then we're going to see a correction to minimum 78 or 77 again, and then higher again. If this is 1 or W ending here, most likely 1, then we're going to see 75, 77, and then comes the crash of the financial market. That's all I can say. I don't have the Holy Grail. All I can say to all you guys is that this is very clear for me. This is very clear for me in the short time frame. This is very clear. One thing, I read something the other day, very good, very good. And you guys gonna love it. Many people, including me, because I love it, getting to that laboring corrections, I love it. But the good thing is the message was, maybe Divi, you heard it. I think that was one of those people that you follow on Twitter. He said, if it's hard to label, it's a correction. Don't, something like that. You know what I mean? And he say, so sell it or buy it. And that's very nice. That's very practical. I really like that. So the euro either is going to drop from to 9 from 130.69, or the euro is going to test 131.35 and drop from there. It's one or the other. But I do believe that one more low is on. Same with every pair. Cable, most likely every pair. This is a very nice area to sell. Exactly. I agree with that, Rafi. I mean, 130, and then this is a very, we're going to send the trade that we took away on the euro. We're going to put it back later on. But right here, you have the channel correction. I mean, you guys can start making a short position already and sell around 30.70 and add higher. I do believe that the new low is going to happen based on the S&P. Look, now it's gapping higher. I believe that you have to mention these two legs, and from the equal legs that comes around 130.60, you got to take a short right there in case that this move was a 5 ways. If that move wasn't a 5 ways, and then what's going to happen is that the euro is going to trade higher. I personally believe it was a 3-way move. And then the euro, this low is the 618 of the whole correction. Look, right there. Then the euro is going to look for the equal legs to the upside. That comes, believe it or not, at the 3802 or the 3 ways or the whole move. That's how these machines operate, guys. Which channel? Yeah, that's unbelievable. Yeah, that 131, yeah, 12, yeah, that's a channel. Look, that's a channel that DV is talking there. That's the one. Which one? This one? From here? I don't get it. I don't get it. From here to here. And 2 here, right? Yes. Forget it. And lost. Then it's either way, guys. Either it's going to go from here and lost. I'm sorry, David. Either from here, I see a new low happening. And then I see the S&P testing 1200. And then let's see what happens. My scenario is very simple. There is almost no divergence here. So this is a 3-way move. My scenario is very simple. I don't care what the world say or TV say. After here, 128, 128.30. From there, a bounce in 3 ways coming. The magnitude of the bounce is going to be defined very soon. I think that the S&P is on the triple, and it's going to test 1,200, and that test of the 1,200 and the S&P is going to make the euro go to 128. 128.30, 138, 28.70. Let's see if we can send the trade before the market opens so everyone can cash. I mean, maybe we enter with a light piece right there at 30.60 and adding a 31.31 against. Do you need that much stop right there? A stop, I think that if it goes about 131.80, it's done. You don't need that much stop. Any question, guys? Yeah, 1 second. I'll see short time frame. The same scenario, guys. This is on the 4, 1 second, 1 hour. Where is my 1 hour Aussie? I like it like this. It can be done right here. Aussie can be done right here. Same with the cat, can be done already. So my scenario is Aussie lower. ABCW, ABCS, clear 5 here, A, 3 backs and lower, 298. You like that one, Isa, right? That's what I like, Aussie lower. 298. This is the entry in the Aussie, around this area. Cat is the same, look. Cap is going to open a big gap today. Look, I would say this. Let me see one thing. This looks like, I don't know if you guys understand. Look, there is the 2 lows right here. They create a trend line which broke it. It's calling A, B, C. So from here to here, there is 3 ways. Maybe this is W, and then maybe it did 5 ways here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This is a 5 for me. That's the issue. Let me see one thing. Didn't retreat that much. It's open with a good, huge gap right here today. Now, this looks important. I was looking at it, but also it looks corrective. But now, look at this, guys. You got possible 1 in regular 2, 3, 4, 4, and then on 5 you got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Look at the RSI. But also can be A, and then you can make the case A, B, A, B, C, W, S, A, B, C, Y. So, I mean, this data here is gapping down. If this is S, and then it's going to go from here, 103.65 to the upside. The other Y is the one that we're levering. But what I don't like there is that the B way is too short in time and in price. But like I said the other day, if you go deep on it with the RSI, you can see 5 ways here. You can see a questionable 5 here. But from here to here, it's not a 5, it's a 3. But then the thing is that the first leg is a 5-way move, unless I was thinking that the move ended here, and then, but it's very clear, guys. For 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, it's a 5 here. It's a 5 there. And then you have the other scenario when you have 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, and you are in the 5th way. So who knows? Any question, guys? So let's leave it there. There is no question. Let's see. We're going to send another trade and another trade and a lot of trades. Okay? Let's leave it. Zach, let's talk in 20 minutes. It's all right? Okay, it's 3:43 at 4 p.m. You listen, David, right? 4 p.m. Okay. See you guys.